He was a force of nature in Washington, a liberal trailblazer whose sharp wit and unyielding principles shaped American politics for over 3 decades. But now, the nation mourns the passing of Barney Frank, a man who wasn't afraid to speak his mind, even in his final moments. What was his ultimate message to us, and what does his absence mean for the future of American democracy? Before we dive into the profound impact of Barney Frank's life and career, if you want to stay on top of everything happening in U.S. politics, hit that subscribe button right now and leave a like. It really helps this channel grow and allows us to bring you these in-depth analyses. Barney Frank, the former Democratic representative from Massachusetts, has died at the age of 86. His passing was confirmed by his close friend and former campaign manager, Jim Siegel. Frank had been battling congestive heart failure, a condition he faced with the same characteristic candor and biting humor that defined his public life. In a poignant interview from Hospice, he reflected on his legacy, musing, "I have been trying to decide, by the way, personally, whether it's better to be an icon or an emoji." He described his heart as simply wearing out after 86 years, a statement that perfectly encapsulates his no-nonsense approach to life and death. For over 30 years, from 1981 to 2013, Barney Frank represented Massachusetts in the House of Representatives, serving 16 terms. He rose to become a towering figure, notably as the chairman of the House Financial Services Committee. This position thrust him into the crucible of the 2008 financial crisis, a period that would forever link his name to landmark legislation. Co-authored with then-Senator Chris Dodd, the Dodd-Frank Wall Street Reform and Consumer Protection Act of 2010 was a sweeping overhaul of financial regulation, enacted in the wake of the housing market collapse and the near failure of the U.S. financial system. This act, signed into law by President Barack Obama, imposed significant new rules on major financial firms, derivatives, mortgage lending, and consumer protection. For its supporters, Dodd-Frank represented the most consequential financial regulatory reform since the New Deal, a crucial step in reining in Wall Street excess and preventing another taxpayer-funded bailout of large institutions. However, it also became a lightning rod for criticism, with opponents like Donald Trump viewing it as a symbol of excessive government overreach. While parts of the law were later repealed in 2018, providing some regulatory relief to community and mid-sized banks, its core principles continue to shape the financial landscape. But Barney Frank's legacy extends far beyond financial policy. He was a fearless advocate for LGBTQ rights, a pioneer who bravely came out as gay in 1987 while serving in Congress, becoming the first sitting member to do so voluntarily. This act of public authenticity paved the way for countless others and marked a significant turning point in the fight for equality. He further solidified his place in history by becoming the first sitting U.S. representative to enter into a same-sex marriage, wedding his longtime partner Jim Reddy in 2012, shortly before his retirement from Congress. Born Barnett Frank in Bayonne, New Jersey, he cultivated a sharp intellect, graduating from Harvard University and Harvard Law School. His early career in public service included working for Boston Mayor Kevin White and Congressman Michael Harrington before he entered the Massachusetts legislature in 1972. His first legislative act as a state lawmaker sought to ban discrimination based on sexual orientation in housing and employment, an early testament to his commitment to civil rights. Though that bill failed, Frank consistently pointed to the incremental strategy of the gay rights movement as a model for achieving broader social change. Even in his final days, Frank remained deeply engaged with the political discourse, offering sharp critiques and insights. He expressed concern that the Democratic Party was becoming too fragmented by contentious cultural issues, warning against turning the most controversial aspects of the agenda into litmus tests. He famously stated, "Even when I agree with them on the end, I think they make a mistake by taking the most controversial parts of the agenda and turning them into litmus tests." He observed a flavor-of-the-month tendency among some in his party, where new voices were sometimes prioritized over experienced individuals who understood the hard work required to enact meaningful legislation. His final book, The Hard Path to Unity, Why We Must Reform the Left to Rescue Democracy, due to be released posthumously, delves into these concerns, exploring America's struggle to navigate complex social and cultural changes and the need for unity to preserve democracy. Frank's career wasn't without controversy. In 1990, he was reprimanded by the House for improper use of political influence, a situation involving parking tickets and probation officers for a friend. However, this did not derail his career. He was re-elected that year and continued to ascend in power and influence. He played a pivotal role in Congress's response to the 2007 to 2009 financial crisis, a period that demanded intricate negotiations and a deep understanding of complex financial systems. His papers, housed at the University of Massachusetts Dartmouth, offer a comprehensive record of a career that touched upon a vast array of issues, from financial reform and gay rights to immigration, military spending, environmental protection, and even local fishing regulations in Massachusetts. When asked what he wanted people to remember about him, Frank, with his signature dry humor, famously deflected, stating, "Oh, that I was smart enough and learned enough about the reaction not to answer that question." It's a fitting, yet perhaps understated, response from a man who left such a significant and complex legacy. Barney Frank's passing marks the end of an era. He was a figure who commanded respect, inspired debate, and undeniably left his mark on the laws and social fabric of the United States. His wit, his intellect, and his unyielding fight for his convictions will be remembered. So, what do you think about Barney Frank's legacy and his final warnings to the Democratic Party? Drop your opinion in the comments below. I read every single one. His impact is undeniable, and his voice, though silenced, will continue to resonate in the ongoing political conversations of our nation.